What's up, y'all? Hey, today is Women's Worth Wednesday. And what it do? Whoo, I've been waiting for this episode all week. All week. Listen, hey, my sister's in the building. What up? What up? Hey, all my aunt in the building. Gang, gang, sis. Gang, gang. Hey, what's up? What's up? So, welcome to Women's Worth Wednesday. This is a platform for us, women, for us to just readjust each other's crowns, because sometimes they get a little shifted, a little knocked off sometimes. And sometimes we got to be reminded of our worth. So, this is a platform for us to uplift each other, to learn as well. So, each week is different topics in alignment with that. So, this is episode 4. So episode 1, we touched on bravery. Episode 2, forgot. Episode 2 was boundaries. Episode 3 was peace. And so today, before I reveal today's topic, which y'all most likely already know. So I just wanted to welcome you guys in, taking a few little seconds to let y'all roll on in. But I'm going to go over the house rules, as I say each week, just real quick. This is only positive vibes. That's it. There's no negotiation. So any negative vibes, you might as well just exit now. If it's negative vibes. Or listen, I will block. Okay, don't come in here. Come in here correct. Also, this is for women, but if the fellas want to come in, that's fine. But I only speak about what I know, and I know about being a woman, and I know what we be going through. So, boom. That's the house rules. So, I'm going to introduce our topic for tonight, which is, I'm getting a little fancy. I'm going to do a little drum roll. Hope y'all can hear it. The topic is healing. So today we're talking about healing, which I feel like all of us has been through. We know someone, we have a sister, we got a friend, we know somebody that has needed healing. So I'm going to say the definition of healing, the actual dictionary definition, before we really start talking and getting together. Hold up. Text messages coming in. Hold up. All right. Before we start talking about healing. So that's the definition is the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. I'm going to repeat it. Healing. The process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. So let's talk about it. But that's a word, yo. Becoming sound. Hey, sis. Hey. My sister's all in the building. What up, ladies? What's up? So, like I said, becoming sound, that's a word in itself. So we're going to talk about it. So actually, before I even really dive in and give all of my opinion and different things, we're just going to jump into it and we're going to bring out our special guest for the night, which is my sis, Alicia Atkins. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. I got so much to say. I want her to introduce herself. So, Twin, you can request in when you're ready. Hold on. Where you at, sis? Instagram, don't be trying. Okay.
Hi.
Hey, twin.
Doing?
Oh, we got my nephew on the side.
Apologize. I'm a mom, so I was trying to get the
Girl, do not apologize.
name.
Do not apologize at all. This is, listen, judgment-free zone. This what it is. This what we do. And you are a mother. You are being you.
I'm
That's what it is.
asleep
If
first.
nobody accepted, they can go. They can bounce. You already know. You already know.
So,
Especially as my nephew too. But let me not get all gang gang gang. Let me not get gang 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 right now,
you know,
okay?
Lord.
Yes. So everybody, this is one of my best friends in the world, my sister. So I'm going to let her introduce herself because I know I'm going to just get real long-winded if I introduce her the way that I usually do. So, all
Yeah.
right, go ahead.
So my name is Alicia Atkins. Like I said, I'm a mom too, and I'm a social worker. Excuse my voice. And I just felt like this topic was a great topic for me to speak on, and I felt like I had some insight on healing in several, different area. So definitely, this is something that I would want to talk about. So
Well, first, sorry, before not to cut you off. So I do want to give a little bit
go
of
ahead.
her background. So Alicia is so I feel weird saying Alicia because I never call her Alicia. So I'm like, it's a stranger to me when I say her name. So I'm gonna say Alicia for the night so y'all can get to know her. So her background, she's a social worker. She's been a social worker for how long? Forgot.
What I think 8 years. I think it's
Yes, for 8 years. Yes. And she's been in the field killing it. Like she really cares about children, and that's just based on her field. She really, really cares, and she is. I say she's a healer of her damn self. She gives the best advice, and yeah. So I'm gonna let her. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Gabby. She said it's the earrings for her.
oh, thank you. You
Wait,
know,
who earrings? Both of us? Is it both? Because
right?
I'm giving too.
Giving.
We both giving. We both are
Right.
giving. So you definitely need to specify. Is it both? Oh, everybody, we're both Aquarius, so you may get a little extra razzle dazzle,
A,
a little extra.
a super
So,
razzle.
okay, it's definitely the both. She
It's
said
definitely both. You know,
it's the both for me.
it's good
Yeah,
both.
I'm cracking up. All right, so go ahead, girl. So, all right, so we're going to get into it. We're going to start talking about it. So, I know you have some talking points that you really, that's dear to your heart and that you
Yeah.
really want to let off of your chest. And that's just helps all of us. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
conversation needs to be had. So, first, before you go into it, if anybody have any questions or any comments and all, y'all already know, just start going in the chat. And if you guys want to request in, just go ahead and send the request. And we'll, let's show on in. All right, we got people coming in. All right, I see y'all. All right. All right, go ahead, twin.
Okay, so like Mishea, like Twin said, I do have some talking points, and that's where I'll be referencing from. So the talking points that I will start from, please, Zimi, sit down. Thank you. So the first thing that I would say when it comes to healing, the first thing that you need to start with straight off the bat is accountability. I think
Mhm.
a lot of times when it comes to healing, people do not want to identify the role that they played in whatever problem they may have had. So I would give an example like if you were at a job that you didn't want to be at for way too long,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
When you got fired, your first initiative is to say, "Oh, they fired me because they didn't like me. They fired me because
Mm.
the
I've heard it.
because we did it." Versus, they fired me because I wasn't doing my job,
Mm.
because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing when I signed up for it. You know,
Mm.
accountability, saying that I understand why I'm here.
Mhm.
When you're thinking about healing and you're thinking about actually growing and becoming a better person, you have to start with self. So whether it be a relationship, or whether it be a job, whether it be a loved one, because sometimes
Mhm.
when someone dies and you're like, oh
Yeah.
my, no, I want to heal from this. I want to get over this experience. And you feel so guilty. It's because you didn't show up when you're supposed to show up. So if you, well, if I would have showed up when I was supposed to show up, then I wouldn't have felt for that person passing or for not having that job. So,
woo, girl, you already, you going in.
You have to put yourself in in the front line first in order to really heal. Because if not, you're going to move across your life saying it's everybody's issue but mine. I lost that job. I lost this. I lost that. Excuse me. Please sit down. Please sit down. Thank you.
Girl, take your time. Ain't no rush at all. You a mom.
I understand. So that's the for me, that's the very first thing. What role did I play in me getting here? So in order for the next step of my healing, I got to understand what I did in that situation. So if I go to another job, I need to understand what I did wrong to get fired. What relationship? What I did wrong that loved one was alive in order to move them.
Right. Accountability. I got you.
Hold yourself accountable first and foremost, because it starts with self. No one else knows who you are and how you grow, only you.
Right.
So that's the first step. That's where you started. That's the baseline.
So it's ownership. Taking ownership. Yeah.
So when I say these things, I'm simply saying these are the things that I'm using for me for my healing.
Right.
So I'm not saying that everyone else has to follow this, but these are things that I feel as though they are very important when it comes to healing. So the second thing that I would say is you have to process.
Yes.
You know, sometimes when you're healing, Zimi, sit down, please. Sometimes when you're healing, you don't want to process anything. You just want to get to the healing. You just kind of want to get from A to B and not go through the rest.
Like, do the work. You got to do the work.
So it's like, you know, everybody say making a cake. You could put all the ingredients in it, right? Put it in the oven. And the directions say 45 minutes. But because you don't want to wait, you take it out in 20 minutes. Now, not done. It's done somewhere. It's thin. It's shaking. And you're upset because you're like, oh, man, the cake ain't done. Oh, I want my cake now. Then you're like, start from the beginning.
I was about to say, you got to start from scratch now.
I start from the 20 minutes. Now you're confused because you didn't trust the process.
That's right. Trust the process.
Take your time and let that 45 minutes go. Boom, boom, boom. You are
right.
So you have to first be accountable of your actions. What role did I play? Where did I didn't show up at? Where did I not do what I was supposed to do in this situation? 1, 2, the process. Trust it. You have to go through the process. You cannot heal yourself if you don't go through any process. If you can't say, okay, I was at this job for 3 years, and 6 months after those 3 years, I start slacking. And then a year after that, I fell off. How are you going to move on to the next job? If you're saying, okay, in those 3 years, I was good, but in that last 6 months, I was not. I wasn't doing stability. You know, I wasn't following through to protocols. I wasn't doing anything.
Right.
And I need to process that. I need to understand why. I need to where was my breaking point? Where did I feel like, you know what, this is not serving me, but I need it to serve. And start processing it as you move on to another job, because at this point you're fired.
Right. Like, you need to take time to really reflect.
Take the time and you next job and say, okay, this job, I'm gonna give it 6 months to a year. As I'm processing what I did in my old job, 6 months to a year is enough to allow me to process this new job. And say, okay, these are the things that this job wants me to do. These are the things my old job wanted me to do. These are the things that I liked in my old job, and these are the things that I didn't like.
Right.
So as I move forward, I'm going to process this situation as well as the old one, because you can mourn and you can grieve.
Yeah, okay. Take your time, sis.
So so the first thing, like I said, is accountability. First and foremost, you have to hold yourself accountable to whatever role you played in whatever situation. Because if you don't hold yourself accountable, you become, well, it's me. I'm a victim.
Yes.
You know, everybody don't like me at the funeral. Oh, nobody liked me because
Mm-hmm.
too busy or da-da-da. No, they didn't like you because you wasn't showing up. You wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Hold yourself.
Right.
You knew that when they was calling you, you didn't want an answer. So
Mm-hmm.
you're accountable. You knew they fired you because you wasn't doing your job.
Right. Right.
Because
Yes, ownership. Yeah.
you knew that relationship didn't work because it wasn't supposed to work, and you stayed
Mm-hmm.
home. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The process. Trust.
Like they say stuff is for seasons. Like it's
Yeah,
different
I mean,
seasons. Like
and
it ain't the
seasons are
season no more.
long. There
Yeah.
are long seasons. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes right into my next topic. My next topic is time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer that time is an illusion. You know,
Ooh.
time is an
Yeah.
illusion because
It's what you make it.
created time on a scale of clocks and calendars and things like that. So when it comes to healing and actually
Mm-hmm.
taking the time out, we go, okay, I need 6 months to heal. I need
Mm-hmm.
2 years to heal. When actually you
Right.
need time. You need time. You need to let the universe just take that time for you.
Mm-hmm.
Take time. I don't mean you're just sitting there not doing anything. I don't
Yeah.
mean just sit in the dark and just meditate. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about as life moves on, you continue to take that time to hold yourself accountable, process what is happening to you, whether it be a job, a loved one, a relationship, whatever it shall be, whether it be children, anything. Process.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Take
Right.
time to really think and figure out what you want to be, what you want to do. If that business is not working for you, take the time and figure out why. Why did it
Mm-hmm.
work for me? What
Yep.
did I do
Mm-hmm.
in that business that made it fail?
Do the
First,
work. Mm-hmm.
process. Okay, well, this didn't work, that didn't work. Let me fix this. Let me remove this for your business to boom. Take the time to see if it's going to pan out the way you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
those are the first three. We have accountability. We have you have
Mm-hmm.
to process things, and you have to take the time. Time is very
Mm-hmm.
it's a very important thing. You
Yes.
cannot
Good.
rush time. You can't rush healing.
Mm-hmm.
Healing is it's you heal over time. And
Mm-hmm. And I've seen that time. I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
that's what I said. My time might not be your time. So you
Mm-hmm.
to someone else's time and they're healing. And you can
Yeah.
continue to live life and still process and take the time. See, I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
about go MIA. I'm talking about living your life and taking the time to really figure out what hurt
Mm-hmm.
me, whether it be a job, a business, a
Right.
relationship, whether it
Like
be
sit with yourself.
a loved one. What was that broke me that I
Mm-hmm.
did for? And
Right.
I need to take that time.
Yeah. Yes.
So if anybody has any questions before I get to the next one.
Anybody got any questions you want to join in? I think Shantae was trying to join in earlier.
Okay.
It's your face for me just now. It was
Me?
it was like the big sis face. It was
Oh,
like what Shantae went? What little sis went? Shantae, you still in here? You still want to join in?
she probably
Speak
like,
now. Speak now if I hold your peace. Because we about to get into the next topic. Because 3 people can be on here. Well, 4 people can actually be on IG Talk. So anybody else, if you want to just come in and just come on here live and talk. And let's talk about it. Let's chat. What you got to say? What's on your chest or what's on your heart that you really, really want to share with the world. This is woman in here that's from all over the world. All over the world. And so whatever on, if you feel like it's something in your gut that's moving you to say something, you just holding back, it's time for you to say it. You need to say it. That means somebody's listening. It could be us. It could be me and Alicia on here. Somebody.
Yes.
So if you got something to say and it's in your gut, just hit the request. Just hit the request. And like I said, judgment free zone. If we listen, this ain't glamorous. We ain't trying to be glamorous on here. Okay, I don't got the bonnet on right now, but I came on here with a bonnet. Y'all better not be trying to judge us, sister. Okay, so if you in the bed with a bonnet on or something, click the request. Okay, because listen, I got y'all back. Gang. Okay, somebody try to come for you, block.
Period.
Telling you. Oh, Shantae said no. She just wanted. Yeah, definitely the bonnet. Not the bonnet, but the bonnet.
Put that up before you put that in his mouth, please.
I was trying to say, she's like, I'm just listening. Okay.
So we want to move on to the next topic.
We'll move on because there ain't nobody coming in. We can talk. We got stuff to talk about for days. Okay. So go
Really
ahead.
very important. It is a very important process, and people don't understand. It takes a long of things to do the healing. You just can't jump up and be healed. So
Right.
my next topic would be support. I think that when you're healing, you don't want nobody around you. You don't want to talk to nobody. No, you need support. And when I say support, I mean a good support system. Like you just said, a judgment-free zone. Someone you can express yourself to, and they will not criticize. They will not judge you. Listen, they'll be there for you. If you like, listen, I want to go take a walk to the park. They like, let's go.
Yep.
Support whatever you're looking to do, whether it be a friend, 3 friends, a group. It don't always be support in that area. It could just be any type of support to keep your going, to keep you live, and say, listen, you know, and keep going. I can get this business started.
Yes.
A year ago, but I didn't do this. I got the motivation. Some people, they go to church. Just that support system around you. So as you're holding yourself accountable, as you're processing what's going on, whether I got a business, a relationship, whether it's your job, a family member, these are the steps you should go through. Time.
Yes.
And support. And you call up that person, talk to them about it. Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, let me just vent and just talk, and you're not doing the work. Because it's a different on the phone and like, let me tell you about my coworker.
Right, giving you the tea. Yep, running down.
You're really not looking for support. You're not really looking for that person to help you get through this process. You're looking for them to tell you that you were right. You're looking for the person to say, oh, yeah, like, gang. We roll up into the job. How does helping you?
Right. Like you need someone to literally like pour into you.
Yes.
Like pour into you and actually show you your accountability too. That was, you know, in terms of healing.
And that's why I said people that are positive and that is supportive and is a judgment-free zone that will also hold you accountable to whatever. Because true people that have your true interest at heart will say, listen, I understand you didn't like that job. And you know, your boss was a little hard on you, but sister girl, you know you wasn't doing your work because you was calling me. You know you wasn't. So like let's not act like she just fired you out of nowhere. That's just
right. Like this ain't you ain't get sideswiped. Like you ain't get sideswiped. This ain't no shock. I don't know why you acting all in shock. This.
But you need that support system. To you business, but when it was time to apply for the grant, you didn't. When it was time to put in the late hours, you was out having drinks, girl.
Right.
You know,
like, drinking late. You trying to go into work with a hangover and stuff, and you ain't doing your job.
About your own business, people get upset because their business is not booming. But what role did you play?
Yes.
You gotta hold yourself accountable first. Then and then you have that time to really understand what's going on. And then you lean onto those people that are truly going to tell you how it is and not going to sugarcoat it because that's not going to help you grow. But
yes.
Someone you can lean into and you know that they're genuine.
Facts. Because yes, let me tell y'all, like I told you, Alicia's one of my best friends. And y'all see how she is now. She will definitely hold you accountable. Okay?
Listen,
this time, I definitely
do on anything is I hold myself accountable because you gotta understand it's your world. It's how you create it and what you want to do with it. So if something's not going right, you first have to look at you. Like what's going on? That it is not now. You cannot control other people. You can't control other people's behaviors, how they talk to you, how your coworkers interact with you, but you can control you.
Woo! Yeah, that's a word. That's a word.
You can process and see, okay, when I was at that job, I didn't like this and the third, and I'm not going to take that at the next job. Take the time Wow, okay. 3 years is my max when it comes to jobs. After 3 years, I kind of step out. So I need
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
and knowing in 2.5 years how am I feeling about this job.
Mm-hmm. Because you're gonna start to see that you're gonna try to like change, you're gonna sway a little bit in how you be acting at work and probably showing up late or you have a little
You get
attitude.
fired again. You
Yep.
get fired
Mm-hmm.
again. Then it's that boss. Then it's the
Mm-hmm.
HR don't like you.
It's a pattern. Yeah, and it's like you don't see the pattern.
It for yourself. You're not seeing. You're not seeing. Oh, it's what am I doing for? Now, if you're doing everything you can do to the point where you're putting your all in this, and that
Mm-hmm.
person that you get fired, you did it. But if you're like, oh, well, I and
Right.
did you do the quarterly report? Did you do this? No, but still, she knew what I was going through. Okay, she did.
Right.
And you knew
Yep.
what she was going through, but you still
Exactly. You still
kept
wasn't doing a job. You still wasn't doing the work.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So support is number 4 for me. You definitely have to have a support system, like I said, whether it be a group, a family member, whether it be a friend, 2 friends, 5 friends, something that you're interested in, go
Mm-hmm.
see them, some type of support to keep you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
to
like an outlet in a sense, but still someone that still holds you, accountable, or like you
and
said, going to the gym. That's,
yeah,
yeah.
and that's somebody and also somebody that lets you go through the process, because you don't want to have a support system that allows you to rush the process. Because if
Woo.
some
Mm-hmm.
girl, screw that job, find another job, find another business, and don't let you really go through the process and figure out what's
Right.
wrong, then you're going to constantly run through jobs, and your friends going to constantly be sitting there like, okay, yeah, it is what it is, and you're not going to find no peace, and you're really not going to be healed.
Yep. And you ain't going to figure out that it's really you.
It's
That is
really
really you. And your
because
friends is like, go ahead, get another job, forget them, because they don't deserve you anyway. But sis, it's really you.
it's
Like
really
it's a good percentage. It's definitely you because you definitely been going out late,
you.
drinking, hangover the next day. You've
What
been not showing up, coming dressed to your best, how you supposed to for work, showing up, doing your job right, and all of that.
did you tell you?
Sis, it's you.
Did you ask why? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why
Mm-hmm.
am I not showing?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I drinking when I know God?
Right.
But
Right.
if you skip that point of what I'm doing to myself to get here, then you're
Mm-hmm.
always being is everybody else but me.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't my
And
fault.
and Gabby just said, she said dismissing the weight of the situation is not supporting you.
No, it's not. That's why I said
Mm-hmm.
for people that are not judgmental and that they're going to hold you accountable, because they're going to allow you to say and vent how you feel. However,
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to change this, these are the things that I was seeing when you was going to work, when it was
Mm-hmm.
up for your business and you didn't. When you were in
Right.
a relationship and you complained but didn't do nothing. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
These are the
Right.
people that say, well, listen here. We're here now. What you going to do?
Yeah.
How are you going to
Yeah,
heal
it's
from
like what we gonna do now? Like what are we gonna do? Okay,
what
yes,
we
you got fired or yep.
feeling?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yep.
we getting up out of here? How are we changing
Yep.
this?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I would say, and this is a huge thing for me. This is huge
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
one, as a social worker, I get a front view of so many different people in the city, and I get
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Yes.
Therapy. Go to therapy.
Yes. Therapy. And
Go
listen, in the Black community,
therapy.
that is, yeah, especially in our community, it's such like
I
a
get it.
it's,
I do not
mm-hmm.
get it in our community. In the 90s, it was always Black people don't go to therapy,
Yeah.
especially
Child.
go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go to therapy.
Yes, I'm a big advocate for therapy.
Fine, who I need to no. Why? And
Mm-hmm.
because if I was doing an activity, I have 2 sons. So if my son jumped off of something and broke his leg, where am I going? To the doctors.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who went to school to get a degree to learn how to fix that broken leg.
Mm-hmm.
So why would
Right.
you go talk to a therapist that knows how to who know how to fix a broken heart?
Okay.
I don't
Yes. Yes.
understand. A doctor will tell you, listen, don't do this, this, and this. If somebody
Mm-hmm.
asks you to do this, this, and this while you're in the cast, don't, because it's not going to help you heal.
Mm-hmm.
They will allow you to have certain boundaries to keep you from making the same mistake.
Right.
If you need somebody to talk to, especially you may feel like won't judge you or don't know your situation, you could just
Right.
say, well, why don't you go talk
A
to
neutral person, somebody that's neutral.
neutral? And they can say, okay, you said that you were feeling this, this, and this when you were at your job. You were feeling this, this, and this way about your business, about your relationship.
Because they ask the right questions. They ask the right questions.
Because they know you, so they're not sitting here on a bias. They're like, hey, we're really trying to get to the nitty gritty. And I don't understand if people really want to be healed and they really want to see a better them and get back out there. Because in order for you to use your legs or your calves or whatever, you know, whatever you were injured, you have to trust that process and heal correctly.
Facts, yeah.
But if you're not going to therapy, what advice you getting from who?
Right. Especially if you're like friends, if you have friends and it's just like you, they got the same mindset.
So now are just giving each other
the same stuff, the cycle.
Environment. Going above and beyond and thinking outside the box. If you go to somebody who actually went to school, who studied this and know certain things that you can put in place to become a better you.
Right.
Because we go, I mean, I listen, Black people, when they get hurt, they the doctor's office, like, what is going on with me? But
right.
To your mind. It's attached to your heart. And your heart is attached to your body. If your heart is broken, if your world is shattered here, how can you operate? How you walking around the world operating if you shatter right here? When you can talk to somebody and say, listen, my heart is shattered for these reasons. My family member died and I didn't get to do this, that, and the third. My not taking off and it's really hurting me because I put my all into it. My relationship is over. Job just fired me.
Right.
These are the things that are upsetting me. This is the things that my heart can't take right now. What should I do? On top of the support that you're utilizing, this is something talk to somebody. Therapy
exactly.
I'm an advocate of the therapist. Talk to them. Tell them, like, these are the issues that I am dealing with. What should I do?
Or sometimes you may not even know. You know it's something wrong. Like, I know there's something wrong, and I don't know. And they ask the right questions.
What you think it
is? Exactly.
You may think, oh, I had bad time management. That's why I have an issue at work. You know, you may feel like, oh, I'm not motivated, or I'm under my grant. The money is not coming in.
Right.
So that's why my business not taking off. When you actually start talking and pouring out there, and that person and they're
like unpacking everything. The more you unpack,
and they say, you know, I start seeing patterns. I'm starting to notice stuff as you talk. Something people showing up at work and being very and not being motivated and stuff like that. That's tied to your childhood because you have a family. You know, they have a family that motivated you. So you just go to work because you need a check.
Right.
Not because you're motivated. You understand where that comes from. You may start a business because you think everybody else has a business. So I want to start a business. And now it's not booming. And now I'm upset. And I don't understand why. Now I'm jealous of everybody else's business because it's taking off. Right.
Because you're not doing the work, or you haven't healed from past traumas, or you don't know what your purpose is. Yep. That's common. Woo.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real common.
If you're really, really healing, you have to go through multiple steps. You just can't do one thing. You just can't run to the next situation because that's not good.
Right.
You're holding yourself accountable for what is going on. Whose fault is it?
Right. Really do the work.
If you're not going through these 5 steps, and as I speak on them, I'm not saying that you have to do them in that order. That's the order that I was doing them for me and to my mind. But I'm going to therapy now. But that's not the first thing I did was hold myself accountable.
Yes.
Things. And I'm going and allowing the time, and I'm supported by multiple people. So you don't have to do it in that order, but it should be done because I feel like for me that's the true identity of healing.
Yes.
To really heal, to really mend this part of your body. And when I say heal, I'm talking about the heart. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the spirit.
Yes.
Because everything else follows that. When your heart ain't right and your spirit ain't right, everything's off.
Facts. Yeah, it all aligns. Everything connects. Everything connects.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
and then I had one more topic, and this is just
Mm-hmm.
the extra one.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I feel like is very important too, and it's boundaries.
Ooh, you
Spirits,
already know. We talked about that.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that like 2 weeks ago. And I
Yes.
know this is for everybody, but mainly is when Women's Worth Wednesday, and it's about
Mm-hmm.
women. But we as women need to start creating boundaries, especially spiritual boundaries. If it's
Woo.
not working for us spiritually, it's a no.
It's a
If
no.
they
And that's
come
just it.
over,
No.
if they come over and talk to you, it's negative. It's a no.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working for me. When I'm already
Mm-hmm.
barely at this job, I barely want to show up, and then you coming with your negative. No, it's a no. Break that boundary. Allow
Yeah.
your spirit to tell people no. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yep.
working.
If you feel it in your gut and you like,
It's
like,
not working. That friend
yeah,
that
do what we do tomorrow because that negative
you know what?
energy is not happening.
It's
Not
not.
receiving it.
It's not happening. That friend that say, "Oh, come on, let's go out," when they know that you're supposed to go to your business and do your candles or do whatever. No, sis.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My spirit is telling me that's not gonna work. That's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna help me with my growth. It's not gonna help me with my healing. I want this
Yeah.
business to boom, and I need to
Mm-hmm.
commit. So that means I need to.
Yep.
Thank you.
Block.
Wow.
Block. You got to roll. You got to mm-mm.
And physically, but and spiritually, you gotta really set a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, your energy is not giving what it was supposed to give. It's not.
No.
It's not.
That part. Yes, that part.
So
Mm-mm.
you see what I'm saying? Like it's a and this is like topics that I've been dealing with and going through. But for everybody, I think it works for everybody.
Right.
Yourself, you process
Mm-hmm.
things out. You gotta go through the process. You can't just
Yeah,
be like,
you have to trust, you have to everybody, you have to be patient.
but you and the people say
Trust.
trust the process. I wouldn't even say trust the process. I say you have to process. You
Mm-hmm. Yes. You
because
have to.
you may not like it. It may not feel good. It's like a detox.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Woo.
a detox, and it's you have
Yeah.
to really unpack some stuff.
Literally, that's what healing is. It's a
It is.
detox.
It's
Healing
a
equals
detox.
a detox.
Yeah,
You
when
have
people
to.
say trust the process, oh, you may not trust it. You may not like it,
But you damn well better do it.
but
You have to do
go
it.
through it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go through that process. Just like you
Mm-hmm.
do whatever you did to make you feel broken,
Mm-hmm.
you have to mend it back together. And it's
Right.
harder and it might hurt a lot more than when it got broken. But you got to
Right.
trust that process. You got to give that time. And when I
Mm-hmm.
time, like I said before, it's not just, oh, it's 6 months. It's a year. It's 12 years. It's 24 months. I should be good. You may not be.
Don't give it no time. Yeah, you can't give
You may,
healing a time limit. Some
you
people
may,
it literally it can take 6 months. Some people it takes 3 years.
you
And
know,
you have to, yep.
in my field, we do a lot on trauma. And they tell people all the time that when you're talking to a client and you go into these homes and somebody is expressing their trauma to you and you think, okay, well, that happened to me, I would have gotten over that.
Mm-hmm.
How trauma works. Everybody's trauma is different. And they
Right.
process it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Car accident, and then the next day you get back in a car and someone else gets in a car accident and they never get in the car again.
Yes, it's really traumatic for them. And they have to go to therapy. They have to go to therapy to really work through that and to build up. And that could take a year, 3 years, 5 years, or whatever. But they have to go through steps.
Whatever your spirit tells you that you're ready, that's when you do it.
That's when you're ready. And
That's
you literally could both, it could be two friends going through the same thing at the same exact time. It could be a breakup. The same time, one friend, they like, oh, I'm good, I'm done. I cut him. Cut him or her, I'm done. I cut him. But the other friend is like, different. They're just like, you cut him?
24, it may take 2 years
Yep.
for that person.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If you're good friends, you support each other in whatever time
No matter what stage you both,
whatever
one could
stage
be,
you are.
and it's not even a up or down. It's just
No,
you
it's
both.
not.
You do different people. You go your your process.
If I'm trying to upstage you, then you're not a friend. You're not a friend to
Period.
me. What you are is a secret enemy. If you're trying to always upstage me.
Ooh, I love that. See, I gotta write it down. Listen, I'm taking a note. Secret enemy. What?
Yeah, that's not when I say support, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that if I took 6 months where I need to go, you support me as much as I support you at that 24 months.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the same energy either way.
Either way, whether I'm excelling.
Oh, girl, well, it took me 6 months. Why is that cute? Like, what you doing? No.
Yes.
See,
like, what? Like, girl, you got it. Especially that friend that be trying to be like, girl, you ain't over it by now.
Yeah.
Or you ain't like, why is it, girl? It's been 2 years, girl. It's something for you today. I got a good man for you. I'm gonna hook you up with such and such from my job.
Right.
I told you I am not ready. How many times? Yeah, how many times I gotta tell you I'm not ready? Girl, no, but this is a good man. Like, no, cut, block. You got to go. You got to go. You ain't hearing me.
It pay $30 an hour. You get in that job, it's terrible.
Yes.
Now it's worse than the job you got fired. You was in that job for 3 years and you was in this new job 3 months because you was a friend. So they don't care about your process. They don't care about what you was doing in that job and what you didn't do. They don't care about. All they care about is saying like, oh, I was there, but I was there. I helped you. No, we don't need that. Spiritually blocked, physically blocked.
Yes. Just block it up. Block.
Block time. If my time is what is my time. If somebody is not validating your time and your feelings, then you don't need to be around that person.
They ain't your friend. They ain't your friend, cuz.
They not your family. Listen, I had a family member I blocked.
They
like, you just in your feelings. Yeah,
I am. I absolutely am in my feelings. I absolutely am. And that's why you're blocked, because you're not respecting.
Doesn't mean I'm allowed to be in my feelings.
Yes, exactly. And the thing is nothing wrong with being in your feelings, people. It's nothing wrong. People, because it gets such a negative connotation. Like everybody, such and such in their feelings. You're damn right I'm in my feelings. I am. I'm in my feelings.
Part of the process.
Yes, it's a part of it.
Be in my to know what I feel and what I don't like and what I do like in order to really heal.
It's the boundary, because the thing is, that's what it is. They're not respecting the boundary. You setting the boundary and they don't like that. So, now says, you in your feelings. That's the whole freaking point. That's the whole point. I'm in my feelings. Like,
and you're in the boundary of mine that I
boom, block. So I need you to take like good 10 feet. Bye.
Because you're messing up my process. Because I have to go through this process in order to be a better me. Because like you said in the definition, it's a change. You're changing. Healing is a change. You're becoming different.
Yeah.
You want to be a different employee. A different businesswoman or businessman. You cannot go in here with the same mindset and think it's going to come out different.
Right.
That is insanity. I'm just going to have this mind that I had where I was broken. I'm going to take it to the next situation, and you're going to be the same result. I don't care if you're there for 10 years.
Yes. Like Gabby, she just said being in your feelings is healthy. Feel the feelings.
Yes, it is. I don't understand why that is a negative entity. Like, that's a negative situation. I'm in my feelings. She in her feelings. He in his feelings. Yeah, and he has a lot of
Yes, exactly.
What do you think comes with healing? Feelings.
Yeah, let's normalize that. Like, come on, especially in our community. Oh my God.
Especially community. You and your feelings. Like, I don't want to do.
Or you so bothered. Like, yeah.
You in a boundary. I'm telling you that you're not being a supportive friend, and I'm exposing you for who you are.
Yes, that's what it is. I'm exposing you, and I'm freaking that boundary.
Off, and that's what you're mad at, because now you can no longer feed off of what you're feeding off of, because I'm and I'm healing myself. I'm processing. I'm going through stuff, and I'm realizing you as a coworker didn't bring me nothing. No joy, no peace, no nothing. Every time you came here, I was drained by the end of the day. No. And now they they don't got energy from you. Oh, you and your feelings. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm about to get fired because I haven't been doing what I was supposed to do.
And Gabby, she said because I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Gabby said because people are uncomfortable feeling their own feelings, so they shouldn't be for it.
Of course, but that's why I say spiritual boundaries. Because feelings are emotion that comes from the spirit. So you don't want to fulfill your own. You're just pushing it off to everybody else. And well, what's your problem? Hold on, let me tell you about this. Nah, I need to process here because this is something that I don't feel right.
Yep.
So it don't. I wake up in the morning and it's just blowing me off. So I need to understand first. I can't even help you with whatever situation you got going on. I'm sorry that the boss was yelling at you. I can't deal with that today.
Yeah.
You had a bad day at work and you want to go out to drink on Friday, but I gotta go do my business because I really wanted to boom this year. So you gotta know, I gotta heal because this hurt me, and I told you it hurt me, but you didn't care. You told me that, girl, you got next year. You could do another loan, so you're and the fact that it hurt because healing is multiple things. It's not just one entity. Some people are really devastated when their business goes down.
Right.
When they get
and it's like they really need time, like an isolation time, not even isolation in the sense of just being alone, but they need to just like
you have to go through the process. Process, that's exactly what I mean. Spend the time by yourself.
Yeah, spend the time by yourself. Yep.
If you stay late in the job, stay late by yourself and figure out what's making me not show up for my job. Show up for relationship, show up for my business, show up for me.
Right.
I'm showing up for me.
Right.
Because I can't be in the same situations all the time. Why? You yourself for you. And like you just said, some people just don't want to. They just don't. It can't be me. You don't can't be me.
Right. They don't want to accept. Yeah.
I'm a person, so it can't be me. It don't got nothing to do with that, sis.
Exactly.
You can be nice, but you still don't get no work done. You still talk.
Right. You are still the greatest. You the sweetest person at work. You are still. Yeah.
Or you got a bad attitude, so people don't want to deal with you. So being nice, you can be
even a good example is like say like different hairdressers or hairstylists or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, such and such won't come to me, and now certain clients ain't coming to me because they keep saying, I don't do good work, or because I fried off her ends or whatever. And it's like, if it's like two other people besides that one person is not coming, sis or bro, like I think it's you.
Then if you mess up my hair and I tell you that you messed up my hair and you start coming for me and you start this you avoid accountability, avoid you don't know something. Avoid, okay, you know what? I was learning in my mama's basement, so I really don't know, and I really need to go back to school. So
or I never,
No, you don't want to hear that.
They can't take constructive criticism.
Celebrity, stylist.
Right. Facts. Listen.
You cannot become a better you if you do not take accountability for whatever you put yourself into. You cannot be a heal if you don't trust the process.
Right.
If you don't, trust it. Not trust it if you don't go through the process, because you have to go through the process. Because you're going to repeat it over and over again, and over and over again, and over and over again. And you got to go through this process, baby. You could be on your deathbed and you ain't going to understand. Like, hey, I should have went through that process.
I should have did that. Dang. Like, I really wish
Jobs. I'm steady going through relationships. I'm steady closing and opening businesses. It's just a rotating door. And it got to be everybody else. No, baby, it's you.
Yes.
It's you. It's you.
Yeah.
You process and you work that out, you'll figure out why. If you take the time and really think about it, you'll understand.
And then also, too, during the process, you will get to know yourself, because there's actually people that really don't know themselves.
You become you. When you put a seed in the ground, it doesn't become the same thing when it pops up.
Woo! Girl.
So, of course, you're going to be a different you. But you go through the process because you realize realize that the reasons why you're not motivated at work. You realize why you're procrastinating all the time.
And there's reason behind all of that. Like, yep.
In a situation, because you're going through all of these steps, you're getting the support from the right people. My support system amazing. You know,
yeah, I know. I'm like,
well, girl, you knew. Well, you knew.
Accountability. Telling you.
What you gonna do now? Listen, you all right? You need anything? But
yeah.
No, you gotta start with you.
Yep.
I'm here for you. But you
however, yes, it's the however you need to start with you. It's the however.
It's really important. When you're on drugs, you go to AA. When you're on alcohol, you go to AA. You know these AA meetings, and I don't know what it's called for drugs, but I know for alcohol,
it's NA. It's NA for drugs, narcotics.
It's what is it? NA.
NA, Narcotics Anonymous.
NA. Yes, it's all these support groups for other things. So it's support group when you're going through a heartbreak. Yeah,
because it's like people when they go to jail and stuff and they trying to get a break and they like you get probation or whatever. Oh, you won't go to therapy. You won't go to AA or NA. So you can get that time. So you won't get that time or whatever. Or you can do it for that. But why can't you do it for yourself when you're free and you ain't never been booked or anything like that? Come on, do it for yourself. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth the time.
But see, knowing that you're worth it is a part of that accountability. Because you have to hold yourself accountable to say, I'm worth being a better me. I'm worth whatever the holds. When you don't think you're worth anything, you don't want to hold yourself accountable because you feel like it don't matter. I ain't nothing anyway. So why I gotta I'm gonna show up half-ass. I'm gonna do half-ass because I'm a person anyway. So I don't care. Where if you hold yourself accountable, you like, no, I know that I messed up and I did wrong and my full self or I did it. So therefore, I gotta show up because I'm worth it. And you gotta go to therapy. Please, people, go.
I was going to say that you may just want to start with therapy because it's like if you are not realizing that you worth, that you need to trust the process and do the work, just be on to therapy because you really need to. Oh, my nap.
Yeah. Yes, go to therapy. Talk to some. I don't understand why people will sit and talk to you all day about nothing.
I know. Call you up with the tig, girl. Let me tell you what happened to Ray Ray. Let me tell you what happened to Ray Ray from around the block.
Yeah, nothing. But you somebody who can actually help you too. You just sitting there talking. That person's your therapist, and they just giving you around the way advice.
Yeah, because me and you both, we know people that's definitely, that so-called friend, they good for a good time to go out clubbing, to drink with, to do all that with, but to actually sit and have a conversation and have it get advice and to pour into you positively, they're not your friend.
They not. I have family members I can go talk to, and they just want to hear me talk. They just want to hear that I'm going through something, and they ain't
just let you vent. Sometimes a person just needs to just release it.
And you can vent in your system. However, you need to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about and how to give you sound advice and how to actually process what's happening with you and how you can move forward. You go to a doctor for your broken bones, but for your broken heart, you won't talk to nobody.
Woo!
I don't. What's wrong with that?
Right.
Crazy, you're not delusional because you want to heal yourself and fix yourself and be a better you. You create insanity and craziness because you avoid that and you continue to have the same patterns.
Right.
Crazy. That's the crazy part.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So just advice for just women out there. How do you specifically, I know you said you do the process. You do the process, but how do you trust it? How do you trust the process? How do you have, different ways? Like how do you have faith with it? What do you, when you, okay.
That's
when you're done.
Is when you're done. When somebody is relapsing from a drug, you know that drug is out of your substance and you're ready to process until you're done. And you're like, I'm done with that part where what is it called when you're in recovery.
Yeah.
Going through withdrawal, and you have
Yeah.
a 24-hour day where you're just detoxing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's what
once
I was
you
going to say.
detox,
Until you detox it out of your system, until you are complete, the detox is finished.
it's
So
finished.
that's what
You
time is.
don't
Time
know.
is the detox.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Time is the
All of this
detox.
is the detox. The
Mm-hmm.
accountability is the
Is
first
the
step.
detox.
Doing and saying that there's something that I'm doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The process. Okay, I need to start realizing that I can't take these drugs no more. I can't
Mm-hmm.
liquor no more.
Mm-hmm.
I can't show
Yes.
up late no
Yes.
more. I can't be in this
Mm-hmm.
relationship no more. Time. Because some
Mm-hmm.
people detox very fast. They, they get through the process. They withdrawals happen in 2.5 seconds. And they,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm done. I'm ready to go to the next step. And some people, they may take 24 hours and then they back out on the street.
Yeah, everybody's different. Like we said with healing, everybody's different
So
because
you
some
can
people
go
they'll go through the withdrawal. I mean, they'll go through the actual detox
detox.
and everything, and they're good. They can get right back into the work after they're done the program.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some people that do the detox, be done the program, and they be like, I still feel a little shaky. I'm gonna go to therapy to actually sit and talk because I still need help along the way to get where I want to be to really survive in this world, so I won't relapse.
And
So
you gotta understand sometimes when it comes to healing, just like people that are struggling with drugs, it may be one thing forever because you're that broken, and you really need the work. So it's gonna probably take you a lot of years to get to where
you
you
have to accept that, and like really accept it.
Because I know people that stop being on drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll tell you every day is a struggle. It ain't
Yeah,
day.
I know someone. Yep. They tell me every day.
Every day to mend your heart back together. And keep
Mm-hmm.
it together. That's the part to keep it together. To not break it.
Yep. I know someone that's been in AA for 30 years. For 30 years, and they say every day they're like close to 70. They're like every single day is a battle, and I was so in shock. I'm like, every day is a battle, and I want to drink every day. And then what they do is they do not go to certain events that is going to be heavy liquor, alcohol, whatever, all of that. And I'm like, wow.
They held
You
themselves.
know?
They started. I know that if I go there, that's not going to be good for me.
So they do consistent therapy. They're still holding themselves accountable. And they're like, I know if I go to this event, I go to this bar, or if I go to that birthday party where it's an open bar, I know that I'm going to relapse. And my 30-year recovery is going to be a wash. And then I will have to start over again because I did not trust the process.
Right. You did. When people say trust the process, like you say, people are not going to trust the process because you don't know what's at the tunnel. You just got.
That's what it is. It takes patience and faith. You gotta have faith.
Yeah, and
like you said, you're worth it.
Things you don't see, you just believe, and you don't see it. So if you're a spiritual person, you could just trust. You just go through the process and know that at the end of the tunnel. Because at this point, you're already broken. You're already down. So how further can you?
That's my thing. I'm like, listen, I'm already hit rock bottom. I already hit rock bottom. How far? Like, ain't nowhere else to go. Ain't nowhere else.
Ain't nowhere else to go up.
So why not do the work? Why not just rip all of the layers off and really do the hardcore work?
Right. Do the work. People don't want to do the work. They just want somebody to give them a check for a half job. They want their business to boom and don't put no hours in. You don't want to go in a relationship. Do the work. Just do the work. Trust it. You can't really trust a process until you go through it. Just go through the process. And then there, like anybody has survived anything that's tragic and stuff like that, and they tell you about their story, they'll tell you at the end, I'm glad I did it because of this, and that.
That part. Yes.
So that's
that part.
Really going to see what is the outcome's going to be is when you're finished.
And then the thing is, people, they don't know people's backstories. They may see someone that's a healed woman. They see the aftermath, and they're like, oh my God, this person is so amazing. But they don't know where they came from. They don't know that they hit rock bottom.
They just want, like my grandma would say, everybody wants the sausage, but they don't know how it's made. So you see the healed woman, you see the one that's happy and jolly and walking around with hair high, but you didn't see her 20 years ago when she was out, she was smoking crack.
Not crack. I'm sorry, not crack.
Y'all, everybody always they want the ending results, but they don't want to do
Right.
they don't want to do the work.
Right.
She had to keep coming back and forth, relapsing, healing,
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. Now she got it. Now she understands it's me.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that
Right.
are triggering me, and I need to stop. I need to move. I need to get my spirit together. Y'all are not helping. I need to stay away from certain people because y'all are not working for me. That's what
Facts.
it is. People don't want to do the work.
Facts.
And you can even stay in the same job. Even if you don't get fired, you can still do all of that. Because you can be
Mm-hmm.
working that job and you like the job.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes too, if you like at a job and you like, this ain't working for me,
Working.
take the time to really think about, not saying quit now. Don't quit. Try to, just line up, get another job that's more in alignment with what you want to do. But still
And you
take the time.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still do all of that while living your life. You can do all this stuff. You can still get another
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
go through the process and figure out what
Mm-hmm.
you like and don't like about certain jobs.
Yeah.
Without jumping from job to job, you can, take the time and like, listen, I'm gonna spend an extra hour after work
Mm-hmm.
doing whatever I need to do because I realize that works for me. That's the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say time, I'm not talking about, just, oh, well, everybody's healing is different.
Yes. And ladies, take time for yourself. And look, Alicia prime example, no excuse. She has 2 kids, young ones, a 5-year-old, and how old is Zir? Like 10 months? No, he's not 10 months now.
9 months. I believe
9
he's
months.
9 months.
Yeah, 9 months.
Yeah, he's 9 months. So
Mm-hmm.
I think
No excuse.
and listen, it's okay. Listen, it's okay to say today's not the day.
Yes.
It's okay to say I'm overwhelmed. It's okay to say this is hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to just cry. It's okay to just bend into your feelings
Mm-hmm.
and lean on your support system. Because
Yes.
that
Right.
independent all black one, no ma'am. No ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
No ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Yes.
to help me? Because I'm here to help you. Let's do this. Teamwork make the dream work. It take a village. That's my
That part.
we doing this all together.
Yes. Listen, telling you.
Rush it. Please do not rush your healing because you're really not going to heal. You're going to pretend like you're healing and you're going to keep on creating the same pattern.
Cycle is just going to keep, you're going to keep going back.
Going
back.
That's insanity. That's the things that drive you crazy because then you have to tell yourself it's not me, it's something else. When
Mm-hmm.
you because you didn't go through the process.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't take the time. You didn't lean into your support systems that were positive. You didn't go
Right.
to you didn't talk to anybody. You didn't let people know, understand why do I procrastinate. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't put boundaries. You just out here doing whatever and hoping that you land a win. Oh,
Facts. Facts. Yeah. So do y'all have any questions? Any questions, or do y'all want to come in, just talk?
Yeah,
Get in.
or anything that you feel like I should do during healing.
Yeah. Like
And
Katrina said, we must give ourselves grace and forgiveness during the healing process.
yes,
It's true, sis. Yes. True.
yes, that is
You
right.
must. You
Because
must.
you hold yourself accountable. Sometimes you beat yourself up, and that's not good.
Woo.
End up in, oh, I'm the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Staying victim versus
Mm-hmm.
accountability and moving on.
Yeah, or you internalize and actually beat yourself up negatively, like, oh, it's my fault or this and that, instead of just, just literally just hold yourself accountable. And it's okay. How I'm not going to be where I am today, tomorrow, because I'm going to do the work. I'm
Yeah,
going to do the work to get where I need to be,
the
where I
big.
want to
But
be.
then
Mm-hmm.
people, oh, it's my fault. If I didn't do this, if I did my work, if I did this, yeah, I understand. But you got to say, oh, it's my fault because I work. Now I have to do my work. I need to spend an extra hour. See, people get stuck at, oh, it's my fault because I ain't do the work, and they just now that's their story.
Right.
Oh, well, it's me.
Right.
No, that's not accountability.
Yeah.
That's
Yes. Yes. So, sis, I appreciate you so,
thanks
so,
for
so
having
much.
me, twin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
really enjoyed it, and I do.
Yes, and everybody else did. I see the comments. Let me just go through the comments
Yeah.
really quick and see. Hold up.
Her house is a supermarket?
How does she live in the supermarket? I don't know if I read that one. Yeah, Gabby said dismissing the weight of the situation is not supporting you. Yeah. Seek help. Yeah.
Therapy.
Right time management issues and lack of motivation can be depression. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
Another way of saying that your heart is broken and your spirit.
Yes. Yes. Sammy came on in. Sammy said, speak on it.
Hey, Sammy girl.
Yes. And she said, absolutely, there's no skipping the process.
Can't.
Mm-hmm.
Have to go through the process.
Right. And I think Dre had popped on in here too.
My Dre?
Yes. Gemini Dre.
Hi, Dre.
And I think that's it. Everybody just was like, oh, Shantae, hold up, Shantae, because make sure I read Shantae, because that little Scorpio self.
I know.
Will come for me. Hold up, sis. Let me read what you were saying. I'm missing your comments, sis. Oh my God, hold up. It's a lot of comments, a lot.
Here, I see you, Kelly.
Hey, Cal. Shantae said the process is difficult because it's not a smooth road. The road is rocky and got potholes in it. And zigzag, but you got to keep driving to get to the smoother road.
Yes.
Okay, Shantae, coming through with the metaphors and the poetry, sis. I'm glad I went back and found that. Yes. Okay, sis, I see you. Yes.
Tonight, yes.
Yes. Oh, Dre, he said, most importantly, understand that healing is an ongoing process. There's no end point and the work will always need to be done. Fact.
Just like when you're a drug addict, it's an ongoing process at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Ongoing. As you said, trust the process. You got to go through the process and you may not see the end for a very long time.
Yes. And Gabby, she said, trauma literally reprogram the mind like a computer, training it to either be hyper aware or to continue to repeat the trauma thinking they can fix it.
Without doing the work, you can't.
Yes.
You can't. Oh, I'm loving it. I better come on.
Yeah. Katrina said this was a great topic of discussion. Thank you, ladies. Yes, you are so welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Alicia Atkins, my sister. Thank you so much. Okay. There was a lot of Aquarius energy on here from us both.
Yes. Hey, girl, we always like this.
That's every day. Listen, y'all, we preach to each other all day. Sometimes we just preaching, just in conversation, not even to each other, just talking. This is how it is. So y'all got a little bit into our world too. So
yes.
So key takeaways. Number 1, accountability. 2, you have to do the process.
Yes, you have
not necessarily trust it. Yes, and all the way through, no matter how long it is, the complete process.
You gotta go through
3, time. Take time to heal.
Take the time.
4, your support group, your support system, whether it's one person, 5 people, your family, whatever, going to the gym. It could be a coworker that takes a walk with you every day. Number 5 is therapy. People get therapy, and this is especially for the Black community.
Yes.
Listen, and it don't matter how old you are. You could be in your 50s, your 70s. You could be 20 years old. It's the whole Black community.
It's the whole game. Listen, therapy is very important, and I believe the younger you start, the better it is for you.
Yes, that part. Yes, and the bonus point. Boundaries, spiritual boundaries. Somebody's coming in, that negativity, block them, and they're not hearing you. It's one thing if somebody tries to come in negative and you say something to them, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I was being negative, and they check themselves, and then you guys move on or whatever, and they respect it and they come correct. But if they're not acknowledging what you are saying and they're still on that tip, like, why is you so bothered? Why is you did all of that? They got to go.
Gotta go.
Right. And it's nothing to, ain't no negotiation, ain't nothing to work out with. They got to go.
And I would say, people,
Mm-hmm.
you spirit, your spirit just be like, I don't know why I bother. So stop trying to find another group. That ain't it.
Thanks. So thank you. You want to stay on while I introduce the topic for next week?
Sure, of course. I mean, he already
Okay. I know, right? I was like, he getting cranky. I'm like, let me let her go. But everybody, thank y'all so much for just coming out and just listening, saying your insight, all of that, your opinions. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. I see all the compliments in the chat. Thank y'all. So next week's topic is grace, giving yourself grace. So everything surrounding grace we are talking about. So today's topic leads into that. So next week will be episode 5. I can't believe it. Episode 5. And so anybody that wants to specifically, you have something on your chest to say about grace, something that you really, that's in the pit of your stomach. If it's in the pit of your stomach and say it. Reach out to me, DM me. And I will see everybody next week. Thank y'all. Bye.